Hey guys, it's Johan and welcome back to another Lunchbox training session today, and we're going to talk about three things. Number one, we're going to talk about choosing your hard and what does that mean. Number two, I'm going to also talk about why you shouldn't stick to the narrative. And number three, why now is a better time than ever to make some really cool big decisions for your life if you take action that can really change the trajectory of your family tree. So guys, if you don't know who I am, my name is Johan. I am a sales and mindset coach, and more importantly, I'm also a leader for a fastest growing logistics company in Australia. And every Monday between 12 to 12:15 Australian Eastern Standard Time on Mondays, we do a 15-minute training session around various topics. And today, like we discussed, we're going to be talking about this particular topic as well. And our community continues to grow. And if this is your first time watching this, please subscribe. Please comment, please share this content with some family and friends, because we truly want to build a large community full of positive people, and I hope that makes sense. So let's get started, guys. I think the first point is this: to choose your heart. And one of the reasons why I really wanted to talk about this today was I was driving to work in the morning, as I do, and I heard a quote from a guy called Bedros Keuilian. And I'm just going to read out this little quote that he had, basically that we all have our two different hearts. So number one is the heart of being comfortable and the heart of being not comfortable as well. So that really made me think about really that. And I always thought that people who chose the most easiest paths in life would have it a lot more easier and a lot more comfortable. But I guess so I am wrong, and I'm a student of learning. And it really made me think. And what's interesting, the last couple of weeks I've had a lot of good things happen and a lot of negative things happen. And sometimes I'll talk to my wife and say, you know what, babe, is this all worth it sometimes? Like, I'm being very vulnerable and honest here to say, is it worth it? But what I've learned is that there's no easy way out. So what does being comfortable, with your heart mean? So, you talk to a lot of people, and unfortunately they just make enough money to get by. They live week by week. They're in the same job for like 30 years. They don't really travel. They can't afford to travel. They can't afford to do this. They can't afford to do that, because they don't want the stress and the complexity of challenges in life. And it sounds good when you're always being challenged, but the reality is when you have like such a normal, quiet life, there is a lot of suffering that happens in that. And you're on this planet for one time. So I think some of the challenges are when you're having a very quiet, peaceful, average life, is that you are limited in what you can do. And to be honest with you, it's not the worst thing in life, but it's just something to be aware of, that because you think that things might look rosy for one person, it doesn't necessarily mean it's rosy in all their lives. So hopefully that makes sense. And the uncomfortable heart, and this really, really got to me today, is I believe I'm always going to be challenging myself, especially as I get higher up the food chain in terms of business and work. And I'm always facing new challenges every day of the week. So to me, it makes me think I can't escape this. And, sometimes I get down on myself. I beat myself up, I guess, as well. But when I heard this today, I thought, I'm not the only person who is feeling like this as well. Sometimes I have imposter syndrome and all these kind of things. So it did make me feel comfortable as well. So if you want to live a life full of experiences, you're going to have to choose the hard way of being uncomfortable. And I think one of the antidotes you can use and do to make your life a bit better is to reach out for help from really cool, good people. And what I mean by that as well is, on Friday, give an example, I caught up with a mentor of mine who's based out of the United States. He's 65. And we had a really good chat about 3 or 4 different things as well. And it's really, really good. But if you're lazy and you can't be bothered, then just choose the normal comfortableness of life and just, get by. But it's still going to be hard as well. So just choose your heart. The second part I really want to talk about, guys, as well is there's a lot of opportunities going to happen in the next 3 to 6 to 9 months. And that's around that property space, share space as well, and businesses as well. I think a lot of people are panicking about walls, inflation, and all that kind of stuff. And that's where the narrative situation comes through. So if you're watching the news, guys, and it's really affecting you mentally, number one, change the channel or don't watch news at all. But number two, the most wealthiest people on this planet do things and make the most money as they can possibly in hard times. So that's the most important thing to remember, okay? Hard times will provide you more opportunities as well. And that's something I have to do every day, guys. I have to really, look at myself and go, hey guys, you know what? I'm going to focus on this properly and do things amicably as well, and understand that will be some challenges coming up. But don't listen to the narrative, guys. The world's been around for a long time and it will continue to as well. So don't get caught up and be a sucker in that. Number 3, I think I touched on it just a minute ago, is asking for help. There are a lot of good people out there who will help you. And, if you're in whatever situation you are in, most likely there is someone within your network who will be able to help you. And I have a big faith that doesn't matter what situation I'm in, that there's always either it's a higher power, which is God in my case, or people within my network or friends who will always have my back. And it's so important. And when I talk to people who say they don't have anyone like that in their life, I always say to them, you don't have a problem per se with life, you have a you problem. And what that means is basically you need to go out there and start networking more with people. And don't just hide under a rock. And I never used to believe in this, but the most successful and the most rewarded people on a monetary level and, emotionally level are people who, I guess, associate themselves with a lot of people. So there are a lot of people who are going to have your back. And, sometimes, yes, people are going to judge you. You're going to do things. You're going to say the wrong thing. You might lie just to cover yourself up. It's going to happen in life. We're all human beings. But there are good people who will have your back as well. So just always remember that. So today, guys, this is just a very quick training session. Again, I think we're about 7 or 8 minutes in. And if you've got any questions, please let me know. And happy to be of service where I can. So take care and speak soon. Switching off Clubhouse, switching off YouTube. Speak soon. Bye.